Joe,
Dude, I feel like it's I'm back in college again at a frolicking festival in a diag with a bunch of mild hallucinogens here. What's going on, dude? What are you doing over there?
I'm fucking around with my camera controller, which
Thought maybe
I
I was
think
having a
black and
stroke.
white. Let's go retro.
Oh
What do you
wow,
think?
dude! It makes you
Yeah,
look 20 years younger.
I am 20 years younger.
Hell yeah, all that fasting,
I've
buddy.
been listening to David Sinclair and what is that? Oh, that's audio. All right, so let me go back to real world shit.
Oh, there you go.
This episode is brought to you by Monster Energy Drink because it's the only thing that keeps me fucking going and killing me at the same time.
Dude, the only thing I live off of is probiotic drinks right now. I'm just like,
wow, you're fucking healthy, man.
Chugging them constantly. There's so many out there now. It's like you got the sparkly ones, you got the yogurt
Do
ones.
they have energy drink ones?
Yeah, I pulled one of those by accident. Something called Celsius, I think. It's I saw it on sale at Fresh Market, so I tried it out. And my daughter was like, dude, you know that's an energy drink, right? And I was like, really? I didn't know that. So I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah. No wonder I'm all jumping around afterwards. But hey,
That's
man,
hilarious.
So what's going on with time today? What's the latest, man?
You really got the time for this?
Let's go here first, yeah, because I think this is the hottest topic right now. I'll talk Klima later, but
so the first news source. Well, first of all, I highly recommend. I tweeted this out. The best fucking writer in all of crypto is Andrew Thurman. Like, the guy understands DeFi. He knows the players in the space. His analysis is always fair. He just does an awesome job. He did a piece on Olympus DAO a few weeks ago that I was at first, as an Olympus investor fan, was kind of like, but then after I read it a second time, I read through it, I was like, you know what? This is a really fair assessment. So he wrote a piece about Danielle, and he interviewed Danielle. And how the fuck, Sifu or Saifu could have been, why, what was his logic for keeping him around? And, look, at the end of the day, it's really what you and I talked about yesterday, that, he wanted to give him a second chance, trust, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't change the fact that it was just a stupid fucking decision. It was just stupid.
Well, obviously this Sifu guy knows how to manipulate people.
Well, but here's the thing. This whole thing wouldn't have been as bad, except people are saying to themselves, okay, if Daniel had come out a month ago and said, I just found this out, we need to vote, he's got to go, then everyone would have probably said, oh, okay, well, shit, he had no idea. But it questions everything in terms of judgment when you make that decision, right? The entire set of protocols that he's involved with are all based around him, right? He's the leader, he's the personality, he's the face of everything. And when he makes a stupid fucking decision, everyone's faith in the project goes out the fucking window, right? So in lieu of that, it's not just impacting Wonderland anymore. So Platypus, the up and coming, I thought I was sharing fucking screen, Joe.
No, sorry, buddy. No, I just thought you were just chatting away.
I'm just chatting away. I am.
Touch on MIM.
That's what I'm touching on right now.
Okay, good. Got it. Right. Thanks, buddy.
Platypus announces that they are delisting MIM. Right. So Platypus is the V curve kind of play. Anyway, I'm in it actually a bit, and it's a solid platform. But basically what their analysts, the people there, said is, we can't take the chance. We can't take the chance that there could be a big black swan event on MIM and all of the people who are on our platform and our protocol get fucked. That's basically it. And while it irks me and concerns me, I can't blame them. I can't blame them for taking that action, because it's like, look, these things are all interlinked. They're all interconnected. No matter how much the team says, there's no connection, there's a connection. And the connection is the man who's leading the way. So this morning, he posted another mirror post, Danielle, basically saying, you know, I mean, it's obvious Sifu lost yesterday. He's out as treasury manager. The vote should have been Sifu leaves the project, but you know, whatever. So what he's basically saying to the community is we're gonna have a vote about bringing in professional treasury management. Okay, so Bastion Trading is the first folks that made a proposal. Essentially, you know, he wants to bring in adult supervision to manage the treasury. But here's the thing: I don't have any problem with this move, and I think it's a smart move. But bringing in adult supervision on the treasury wasn't the issue. There wasn't a problem with the treasury. Nobody thought that the treasury was, you know, they've been doing some excellent trading, right?
Yeah.
The sus was the bad guy at the top of it, right? And it doesn't matter if he's a reformed dude. You don't put a financial crimes felon, in charge of
money.
A lot of fucking money. So, you know, this is a good move. But I replied to his tweet and tweeted at him. Let me find my tweet. Because, look, this is what I said. Daniel is naturally feeling overwhelmed and like he needs to defer, right? He feels like, oh God, everybody's fucking looking at me. I need to make this all about the DAO. If I make any decisions, people are going to freak out. My point is that's a mistake. All related projects will have to be aggressively led out of the shit created by his mistakes. Step up now or watch it die. You broke it. You bought it, right? My point is this. The only thing that saves these protocols is the people who are invested in them or who believed in Danny, seeing Danny fucking step up, take the reins, and try to dig it out of the fucking hole, right? And it needs to be him aggressively taking actions, right? So the proposals that come up shouldn't be vague, fucking stupid. It should be, bam, bam, here are the things I want to do. Give me the permission to do them, right? But instead, he's kind of mousing the fuck around everything. And so I just think he's making a critical error. I think he's, you know, under the gun, feels scared, you know, all of that good shit. But at the same time, it's a really bad move to mouse out of this, right? If he doesn't take control, if he doesn't take charge, if he doesn't run with this, nobody's going to trust the protocol unless he resigns and puts somebody amazing in charge, right? So he's got to take responsibility, which I think he's tried to do, but he's also got to step up and say, fuck it, I'm going to make this work, right? And if it kills me, I'm going to make it work, because he's the only one that can at this point. And so I think he's making a huge strategic error, you know, deferring everything. And I'm going to let you guys decide. It's like, what, you haven't let the DAO decide anything until now. So why the fuck start now when you've made a mess? Why try to get thousands of people to fucking clean up your mess? Just get in there and clean up the fucking mess. And then you can revert to the DAO. But at this point, it's all about you. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was going to say, yeah, I agree 100%. Once, you know, particularly in this space, obviously, with all the trust required and in these protocols, and usually most of these people aren't doxed. He's doxed. I would say his personality. Now, I don't know him, and I haven't interacted with him as much as you have, or any, to be honest. But you know, maybe his personality isn't that type of personality. You know, a lot of these leaders are kind of more introverted than we'd see in real.
No, he's definitely not introverted, man. He is fucking out there, pompous. You know, that's why the crew loves him, because he's all about, you know, bring the poor out of poverty. I'm here to save the world. DeFi will save us all, and I'm going to lead the way. I mean, that's his whole fucking brand, right?
That's an easy mantra. Yeah, I get that. Okay.
So when you revert backwards to, okay, you guys.
Okay, we're going to go to a DAO now.
Yeah, let me know what you want to do. I'm not. Then everybody's like, what the fuck, dude? You're the one that did this. Lead. That's what you do. You lead, right?
Yeah.
So
I would probably, I guess if I was him, well, go ahead. You go. I don't want to hijack your thought stream. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm going to jump to another point in this.
No, I was going to say, you know, it's like there's so many plays he's involved in. And, you know, it's like he's spread so thin to stay on top of everything. I would consolidate now. I don't even really remember everything he's in, to be honest.
Well, sushi, abracadabra, Wonderland, you know, that includes.
Yeah. So take it all into the sushi platform or something like that. You know, just either redeem the treasuries, like you said, or move it all onto something on Sushi and get into one thing and make that change the world.
To me, I think there's only, for Wonderland, I think there's only two options. It's either just fucking shut it down and pay everybody what's in the treasury, right? Just do that. Give us our money, whatever you got, and let us fucking decide whether we'll ever trust you again. Or the merger idea with Spell, which I would vote for that, right? Now, if it was a choice between the merger or shut it down, I'm probably going to lean to shut it down.
Well, that also works another way too, because he's got a lot of tokens there too.
Yeah.
And all the originals have tokens. That might be the move to just shut that one down.
The thing that's most attractive to me about the Spell merger is that Spell is a revenue generating token. It has a fixed supply. It has done well. It can be modeled after this idea of investing in other DAOs and startups. So I think there's actually really good potential there. But the other side of me is like, just give me my fucking money.
Why don't you climb? But take down Time Wonderland.
Right.
Redeem everybody. You're gonna have he's gonna have a nice war chest again out of that too, and everybody else will. Dump all that.
He's already got like $400 million. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like it's money out of his pocket.
Right.
I think it just sets the right tone for everybody. Oops, fucked up. Here we go. This is what we're going to do to make up for it. And now we're all putting everything into this and see who, figure out a way, an incentive to get people to migrate there or something. But just get one of these off his plate. And this is the easy one to carterize right now.
Yeah.
And remove it. I don't know. That just seems, if I was managing it or if I was his outside strategic advisor, that's where I'd be moving right now.
Yeah.
Just to clean this up, man. You can't, this is going to fester now.
Yeah, well, here's collateral damage. Andre Cronje, right?
That's what I was thinking too.
Andre and Danielle have partnered together on Solidly, which sounds like an amazing concept. Again, two guys who are brilliant strategists coming up with a really awesome idea. And when immediately after he found out, Andre kind of said, "Well, this is a royal fuck up, but I still love Danielle, and I think he still believes in the community, and I think he's always had community at heart, right? Whether or not he made good decisions." So he came out with a post yesterday, which is, it's hard to disagree with, but it doesn't address the situation that Danielle's in completely. But it's this: he basically said, smart contracts are meant to remove humans, right? The entire concept of crypto and trustless and permissionless is that there's no fucking human in the mix to fuck it up, because that's what we do. That's what we do. We fuck up. Like, look, greed fucks us up. Not thinking through decisions, emotions fuck us up. Right. And so I think, so what Daniel is saying is, Andre is saying in this post he did this morning called Not So Smart Contracts is, it's time for us to focus more on code is law and stop having people in the mix that are fucking it up. And then he also says, in crypto, you vote with your money. If you keep voting for low energy scams, get rich quick schemes, or low effort forks, you will only get more of those. So I feel like Andre has turned a bit on his opinion of Danny, because that's a real kind of slap at him. And it's actually a slap at everybody that invested in Wonderland, right? Because basically what he's saying is, well, I shouldn't say, I'm not going to put words in his mouth.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't.
What do you think he's trying to say? What do you think?
Yeah, he doesn't specifically mention Wonderland. But what I think he's trying to say is, look, if Danny hadn't been in this fucking equation, if Sifu hadn't been in this equation, if this was a permissionless, trustless, smart contract-based system that was just deployed and ran, then none of this would be happening to people, right? And the only thing that could potentially happen to people is that, the price dumps because something happened. But there are no human vulnerabilities, right? The only vulnerabilities are hacks and exploits, and then whales manipulating the market, maybe, right? And it's a valid point. It's an absolutely valid point. But you can tell in this post that he's really struggling. What he makes the point of saying is, and I think this was ultimately why he wrote this, which is it's a clever way to get to it. I think what he's saying with this entire piece is, don't fucking worry. Danny can't touch anything in Solidly, because what he says at the end is, my code has no proxies, no human components, no admin functions, no DAO control, no multi-sig or time lock. It's pure, simple execution. Anyone that wishes to confirm this can review the code for Solidly, right? What he's saying is, don't worry, Danny, I love Danny, still great, blah, 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 but he can't fucking touch this. He can't make a mistake like he made on Wonderland, right? And so, you know, and he says immutability and the lack of human interaction is a feature, not a bug. We often talk about trust components. Code has no trust assumptions. Only humans do. I will continue to work towards our machine overlord future. Maybe they'll keep me as a pet. Up above, he talks about the fact that, you know, smart contracts are the stepping stones to machines controlling the world and us no longer being necessary. So,
oh, great.
He's just being humorous.
No, I know.
Andre's a brilliant guy. He's also a good person. So I think this was a great way to address what he was concerned about, what he thinks the market's going to be concerned about as he launches this project, is that he and Danny partnered to build this, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, what's cool is he did it the right way. He chopped off the cancer without taking a shot at him.
Exactly.
So he just said it explicitly. This is what we are, and everybody can draw their own conclusions at that point.
Exactly.
You know, one of the things I was curious about, just to ask a quick question, if anybody knows this, is did that Sifu guy ever return the Quadriga money, or did he just?
Well, nobody. No, I felt like I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to clarify that yesterday. We made the assertion that he made $140 million. Oh,
that he stole 140,
and that it was that was based on some tweets I had read. In fact, there is zero proof that he stole that money.
Okay.
And most suspicion points to the founder that supposedly died in India being the one that stole that money. I also saw another tweet yesterday that much of the money, the Ponzi, I mean, essentially Quadriga became a Ponzi, right? He was trading with the money that people deposited. And then when withdrawals were needed, as more money came in, he was paying the withdrawals with the new people
money
who were on the exchange, right? Yeah. So essentially the whole exchange became just a database because there was no actual trades happening because he had sucked out so much of the fucking money. That actually started 2 years, according to something I read yesterday, 2 years before Sifu came in. So right now, for me, there are only, you know, the man is obviously a convicted felon, admitted to committing crimes when he was younger. And number two, he had some guilt by association with what happened at Quadriga, but there has been no evidence saying that he was responsible for any of the money that was lost for investors.
Okay.
There.
Well, and also, look, okay, that's good. I kind of remembered that because I sort of remembered something in the Canadian courts where, you know, nobody could find the seed phrase or the keys to unlock it, and his like ex-girlfriend was there and getting dragged in or something like that. I guess so. Now, okay, so the thing with the credit card fraud and identity theft stuff, do we know were they like stealing cards and then running fake identities, or did he just borrow his girlfriend's card or something?
No, I think they were stealing cards. It was a ring of card numbers, right? So they were out. They had a website. They were selling credit card numbers.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah, that's not
so. Okay. So they were stealing them. And
I was wondering if it was just one-off mistake, or is this a organized conspiracy ring? And it sounds like it's more of that.
Yeah. So this, but there's another thing in this Andre Cronje post that I think is important for us all to think about. And there's another post I'm going to show you from Zeus last night, that got me engaged in a discussion. And that is that the most beautiful thing about DeFi is that everything's out in the open, and that every time there's a crisis or a failure, there are people involved or people outside of that failure or crisis who are examining and figuring out how to do shit better, right? So Andre is saying, look, we have to get away from humans in the process. I'm doing my part, right? And then, you know, another big component of this story over the last week, and stories of every crash, including Olympus DAO, right, is that that we had people doing stupid ass fucking loans at stupid levels and causing cascading liquidations, which always impacts everybody else. So I encourage everybody, I retweeted this. I encourage everybody to read this tweet by Zeus from Olympus Doubts. He's at Zeus. And basically he's saying, look, we have got to get to the point where we can have more responsible lending and borrowing. Now, I think that's a huge problem to tackle, right? Because the whole point of DeFi is you don't have credit scores. And the whole point of DeFi is you're not supposed to ask permission if you want to borrow money, right? But how do you build protocols, or how do lending protocols take more responsibility for the fact that they are jeopardizing entire projects with the amount of lending that they allow, right? So do they personally enforce themselves with limits, right? Do they say, oh, across the board on all lending protocols, Olympus DAO is totally overextended, and at any moment, a push downward on this is going to liquidate, X millions of dollars. So let's have a way to police that. Anyway, out of this yesterday, it turned into a big discussion, which was really cool to see, because all of these top people in DeFi came in and started bouncing around ideas and brainstorming, which is what I love about fucking DeFi. And I actually tweeted that, and what I said was, let me find it. Here we go. So I tweeted. So when I was a kid, there was in Oklahoma and Texas, when we watch, football is a bit of a religion in Oklahoma and Texas.
Football, really? Oklahoma and Texas?
Just slightly.
Go figure.
Just a little bit. That and badminton. No.
I can see a bunch of Okies playing badminton. So
there was this chant that some of the high schools would chant, which is when there would be a really big hit or, a fierce tackle. It would be, I think it was something like,
kill that man and
kill him. Blood makes the grass grow. Right. That's how fucking nuts. That's how fucking nuts Texas and Oklahoma are. So I used that as the opening of my tweet, and I said, blood makes the grass grow. You know what I love about DeFi? It works organically off of crises to create better and better models because incentives fucking align. We all must do better so that we can each do better, so society can do better. And at the same time, I was referencing another tweet by Stablecoin, also addressing another problem in DeFi, right? So what's interesting is, and this always happens every time there's a dump or a big problem in the market and crises happen, the leaders of this community come together to start creating solutions. So I'm as painful as losing money is, as painful as it is for us all to lose value and lose money, the thing that I keep in mind is that at the end of this, we already have a better system. And at the end of this, we'll have an even better system, because this doesn't happen in traditional finance. This doesn't happen until Congress, a year and a half later, forms a committee and starts grilling fucking, bankers about how they fucked up, and then taps them on the wrist and tells them to go on their way. In DeFi, there's no fucking time lost when a crisis happens, right? That everybody comes in on this community and starts fucking figuring out how to solve problems, hacks, exploits, crashes, liquidations. That's the power of everything that we're doing, right? On another note, this is really cool. One of the things I suggested in that conversation with Zeus yesterday was an interim solution to the lending problem, which is create a protocol that's a scoring mechanism that tracks all major protocols, their liquidation to debt ratios, their current liquidity levels, team scores, whatever you wanted to do, but have a protocol scoring system that can be integrated with lending protocols. And then it can also be integrated to communities so they're aware of it, so that people who are going out to borrow against their money can see, oh, holy fuck, if this thing goes south, we could all kill this project, right? I think that awareness can help this. I think lending protocols can use the score to say, oh, fuck, the liquidation debt ratios are horrendous for Wonderland. Let's stop or slow down lending availability on that protocol, or let's set the pool to a certain amount, or whatever it is. Now, again, that's humans intervening, but I think just awareness of risk is something that's really important to this world. So the crazy thing is, I reached out. I guess I don't want to give away a product that's coming, but I reached out to a prominent, a connection of mine at a prominent analysis and research firm, and they already had started building it because they already have all the relevant data. So they're actually going to build this dashboard and have a scoring system and have an alert system potentially that the whole DeFi community can use. So anyway, that's those are the things that I love about what I'm seeing right now in crypto, as painful as losing money is. So,
you know, on that note of the experiment, you know, I was watching, I don't know, I was, catching up early this morning on Bloomberg or whatever, Reuters, and I saw a little bit about that Breyer, the Supreme Court Justice's retirement speech.
Yeah. And
what he said was that when you look back at all the notes from like Washington and Lincoln, they always refer to democracy as an experiment. Mm-hmm. That it was never an absolute, it's an aspirational goal. And the goal is justice, is what he was saying. So he was talking to high school kids and stuff that, look, that's the fight. You're fighting for justice, but not in the sense of, it's the same. It's like a DeFi protocol. You know, we fuck shit up all the time and then we try to fix it and other people fix it and things change. I mean, everybody does that.
Yep.
But the thing is that you have to think DeFi is almost the same way. It is an experiment. It's aspirational. It's to elevate those that have nothing and those that don't have enough. So, there are going to be bumps in the road like this. And a lot of times, the outlaws, so to speak, gravitate to the edge. So you're going to run into that in this space too. But, a lot of times those are kind of Robin Hood type players. Now, a lot of them also are, I don't mean the stock thing. I mean, just, redistribution of wealth concept.
Sure.
And others are just outright criminals. But that's kind of what you have to look at here is that, and that's why whenever a bad apple gets in there, you see the whole community pile on to fix it or try to fix it and try to learn from it. So that's what we're seeing here is this evolution. Scams get more sophisticated, criminals get better, but innovation's always there. And a lot of times it just sort of rolls through those blips.
Well, and I think that's the real difference here is that, not only is it transparent and out in the open, these discussions and changes, but people in this space can move so fast, right? They don't have to wait for a regulation change or a banking system change. They can immediately start deploying better or writing better code or fixing a bug. And that is what I think one of the superpowers of DeFi is, that not only is it transparent, not only does everyone try to dive into fix, but it can be fixed, worked, and experimented again, right? It's like this massive science experiment. It is hypothesis, experiment, test. Did it work? Yes, no. Okay, Joe over here is doing another experiment to solve this problem. How's that working out, right? And inherent in that experimentation is risk for all of us, but also inherent in that is the potential for wealth. So anyway.
Well, that's what I've always, having been an early stage guy for most of my life, that's what I always like, because you can pivot and make 16 decisions in an hour versus, when you're in big co, like say an investment bank or something like that, there's like 16 committees you got to go through to basically do anything other than what you're allowed to do anything on, or management consulting or friggin' Whole Foods. It's like you can't do anything there unless you get 20 people on board. So, change doesn't happen fast enough. I like the action. I like to go off piste and just rock it. So that's, to me, what is so attractive about early stage, particularly in tech, because it's so fast. I mean, I've done a lot of life sciences too. And I remember when I was in some transgenic companies, this is like, gene stuff. And I remember that Netscape went public. So I'm dating myself again. And I was like, shit, man, that's like 2 months to exit. And these life sciences financial models I'm building are 15 years long, to get through the FDA and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, life sciences, back burner, let's jump on this internet stuff because, you could go from zero to IPO in 60 days.
Yeah.
So, that's what I like.
Well,
and that's what I see here.
COVID broke that 15 years, right? I think that now the cat's out of the bag on life sciences that could change. But I agree with you that's absolutely what's here. Speaking of cool things, I got an interview coming up that I just interviewed last night for a really cool project. So let me share this really quick. This is I love this. So this is called Idols, Idols NFT. It's the website is theidols.io. It has not launched yet. But this is NFT based DAO with some really cool artwork. They received a grant from Lido, which is the Ethereum staking company. And he's assembled, the founder's name is Neptune, and he's assembled a really amazing team. But here's the cool thing about it. There is no pre-sale. There are no tokens for the team. There are a 10% of the NFTs go to the team, but they're vested over the first vesting date is after a year. But there are no tokens coming to the team, and there's no pre-sale. There's no nothing. But every one of these NFTs is entitled to a proportional share of the staking revenue, and every penny of the minting money doesn't go to the team. The money goes straight into Ethereum staking at Lido. So the cool thing is these are NFTs with revenue generation, but they didn't stop there, right? So he told me the story of how he created it. I'll let people listen to it on how he came up with the idea, but I'll let people listen to it on the thing. But the really cool thing is there's an entire another model to that, which is that if there is a token coming, so they call this the virtual circle. There's a token coming called Virtue. And if you stake Virtue, you get that every time one of the NFTs in the project, there's 10,000 NFTs. Every time one of the NFTs in the project is sold, the 7.5% OpenSea commission gets distributed to all of the Virtue stakers, right? So there's all kinds of cool stuff. People have to there's a bonding model built in related to STETH, which is the token you get when you stake ETH. Some really cool shit here. So I really was like enamored with this project after the interview. A really powerful team, good experience. I think the artist is doing cool things, and they have a lot of other projects planned for this based on this model and this engine. So this is a hybrid DeFi NFT model that has a ton of potential, and I could see some things being built around it. So they haven't announced any kind of rewards or anything for people, but he kept emphasizing people getting in early in the Discord. I have no idea if that means that that there will be something that you get for being in early, but it's a very interesting model. I like it. I think we're going to see NFTs further evolve, but this is one with some built-in utility and some capabilities. So
what is it? Theidols.io?
Theidols.io.
Yeah, thanks. No, I like that because this is what we talk about a lot. And this is like a transition from collectibles to actually instrument of some kind.
Right.
And this is where I always, we always talk about NFTs going in this direction.
Yep.
So they're trying to basically bring people in that are collectors and turn them into sort of investor types.
Yeah.
Because there's this trend, this is what I saw at Art Basel. There's all these people buying NFTs that don't know anything about crypto.
Yeah.
And they're writing checks or charging them and stuff like that. And there's all of us coming from crypto toward NFTs going, oh yeah, okay. Well, what can we do with this?
Yeah.
And how do we use this in ways that, execute on things contract-wise and stuff for different financial applications beyond collectibles.
Yep.
And, this is where I firmly believe all this stuff goes. And so this could be a whole nother wave of plays where people are doing this, but then,
and these are all PFPs. So, it's essentially the same basic design and then hundreds of potential options that get randomly generated around the NFTs.
Interesting.
Yeah, so these are all the ones that were assigned to the team members. This is the team page, and these are all the ones that they have. But
are they doxed?
No.
Okay.
The artist, though, is has never worked in crypto, never done anything in crypto, but is now like all in, and is a former motion picture animator from a large studio. So just I just think all around, from as buttoned up as I got the impression that the team is and the founder is in the course of our discussions, I'm just really impressed with this project. I think it's got really good bones.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So anyway, more on that when I get the episode out, but I wanted you guys to know that this is a project coming up. He says that they're probably a few weeks away from launch, so you may want to keep an eye on them. If I get any more news on timing, I'll let you know. You know, maybe we could persuade him to do something for the audience. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, quick. Yeah, that's a great idea. But how are they distributing the tokens?
The NFTs or the tokens?
The tokens.
So the tokens come about. Let me make sure I have this right, because I haven't edited the episode yet. I want to find it.
I saw something just above that said tokens.
So you have to, I think.
Like, is there a whitelist or a
No.
It's
not like it's going to be an IDO.
Launch.
It's after, yeah. And I think you can buy them on the market, but I think also it looks like there's something here about minting related to staking ETH and being bonded in. And he did talk about that. I need to go back and review that. But there was some other cool mechanism related to staking ETH and a bonding mechanism to get the virtue. That's what it was. The way that you have to get virtue is a bonding mechanism by utilizing staked ETH.
See, that's what I like. Now we're bringing in some of these Olympus features into an NFT play. And this is where I was kind of going earlier in this discussion, but then I wasn't sure it was going
that's exactly it.
That's cool.
It's very cool. Very cool. Maybe we'll try to get him on DeFi Lunch to come chat with us too. He's a really good guy. I was really impressed with him. Strong background. He's been in for a while. So anyway, cool shit. Very cool shit.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's see. You got some things you want to pull up?
I was going to talk about Klima in a little bit, but let's pull up that Polygon DeFi Llama shot first.
Oh, by the way, hard stop at 1 for me today. Got my team meeting. So just so you're aware. Okay. So I realized this morning that I haven't done shit on Polygon like in weeks, dude. I've been like all Phantom and Avalanche. So I thought, let's go and see if anything's changed in, the overall TVL at Polygon. Well, Aave is number 1, of course. QuickSwap number 2, Curve is now number 3. Sushi Swap has a lot more volume happening there now and is up to number 4, 255 million. Of course, Aave is at 2.0 billion in the space. But I don't see anything like. Wait, what's Synapse? Is Synapse a synthetics? Oh no, it's a cross-chain layer protocol powering interoperability between chains. I assume it's some kind of bridge. I think we may have even talked about them previously.
I think we have to, yeah.
This is interesting. Now, this is really interesting because I interviewed founder of Superfluid. So Superfluid is the streaming money protocol. Do you remember us talking about that? So when you're paying people,
oh yes, I remember.
It streams the money into their wallet every minute. So and you can set intervals on it, but it optimizes and could dramatically change how people get paid. Because if you think about it, instead of waiting until the end of the 2-week pay period, if you're getting your money streamed into you all day, every day, based on the amount of time that's passed, then people will be less likely to do things like payday loans and that kind of stuff. But it also brings up all kinds of amazing investment scenarios, payouts, dividends from DAOs that can be utilized. Really cool project. So it's very interesting that they're up to 59 million TVL here, because I really want to. I'm going to have to reach out to him and find out what kind of integrations are happening to make Superfluid have that much value locked on the Polygon network. Do you remember what QDAO was?
I I've looked at this so
Lending.
many times. Yeah.
Lending.
But one I wanted to touch on before you get cheat out is beefy finance. A lot of people have been talking
I haven't
about
gone back to beefy in a long time.
Yeah, they've been talking about this since last March in some of my channels, and they were in early, and so that every time new chains hit, they're doing things. But I know a lot of people were staking stuff on other platforms and then deploying those tokens onto beefy to get more yield a ways back. We need to dig into that one a little bit too, because
I've actually done a little bit here, way the fuck back. I mean, it's been a long fucking time, but this is interesting.
All the wallets.
Well, there's no MetaMask or MetaMask compatible.
Yeah, that's probably what lost me. Like all I need is another wallet.
Well, why wouldn't? Oh, they want me to connect to BSC. Oh, I'm in the BSC. That's why. Okay, hold on. Is there a way for me to switch the protocol here, the chain here? There we go. There we go. Polygon. Well, okay. What's going on in Polygon? Now, this is just automated yield, right?
Yeah, that was my understanding from the summer.
Okay.
I honestly haven't looked at this for 7 months, so
yeah, me too. Okay.
But it's been holding in there.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we got. APYs. Let's sort by. For some reason, it's not prompting me to connect my wallet. I have no idea what T2 is, but you can get 636,000% yield on it. Oh, look, Must ETH at 866%. I wonder how the guys at Cometh are doing.
Yeah, I haven't looked at them in a while. I'm going to pop that up real quick to see what's going on there. They were .io, right?
Chi-Matic is, I think so, 274%. Oh, look at this Crystal W-Matic, 184%. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely worth everyone digging in here. See if anything like tickles your fancy. A lot of the
You're so fucking old. Did you?
Yeah,
see,
I know.
Are you going to say cat's pajamas next?
No, that's not. I was just trying to make something up there. I'm always just streaming.
DeFi is down to number 12.
I saw that, but you know what I did like there? This market cap TVL ratio of only 0.25 is kind of interesting.
For DeFi? Oh, yeah, 0.25.
But see, here's what happened there is that, everybody moved out. A lot of the DeFi people piled into Router a couple of weeks ago. And then Router made that big move after they, I guess, announced the mainnet to like 14, 12, something like that.
Yeah.
And now it's retreated back to like 5. But I think that's, we were talking about DeFi a lot in the past. I mean, I own a little bit still, but I kind of dumped most of it at like 70 or something like that, or 60. I can't remember. Because I got soured on all these dexes or these plays. Just, I thought there was too many, and somebody else said it to me. So I can't claim that I just had this, inception moment. Somebody else mentioned, I was like, oh, wow, let me take a look, think this through. But now I'm looking at it. I mean, this might be time to start thinking about going back in there. Just on that alone. Cheat out too.
The thing that always fucking annoys us.
Yes.
Look how much Cometh has dropped.
What's it at now?
5.2 million locked. And it's like, dude, all this opportunity, and I get it. They were all about the game, right? But they have a great reputation. The president of Ethereum France is the founder of the protocol. They wanted to build that game. I get it. And then they built this DEX, yield farming and everything else, and just kind of let it ride, right? I mean, they have to maintain it. They have to add pairs, blah, blah, blah. But it has never been the focus. Well, so May of 2021, they were at 24 million. Now they're down to 5.2 million, right? And it's just kind of like you see a protocol with a good reputation, good team, and I never really felt like the game was going to like blow up. And I'm assuming in the TVL is also the game, but maybe not. Maybe it's separately calculated. I don't know. But,
Yeah, no,
I just hate to see something go to waste. And I think there was a ton of potential for somebody with that kind of a reputation to really blow it up on Polygon.
Well, They're one of the first ones. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
remember when it was like them and pretty much Quick Swap at one point. It seems like, and then but no, I'm looking at them here. They're down around number 45 on the chain chart.
Yeah.
TVL's off 43.5% over the last 30 days, 13% over the last week. So I don't know what their token's at. It must be pretty low. And then a lot of the tokens in there have gotten crushed too, I would bet.
Yeah. Look, the homepage is solely focused on the game.
You know, and I had one of those spaceship NFTs for a while. I think it's dead now because I think they did something and wiped all those out.
Right.
And I played that game to see what it could do. And, you know, you spend a lot of time and you get like 7 cents. And then you're like, what the fuck? This is like too much time. I can make more money elsewhere. But it's a math game.
Yeah.
You know, and it's actually pretty interesting in that regard. So it reminded me a lot of obviously Asteroids from back in the day, an arcade game. It's at that kind of level. That's why I think it's not getting a lot of traction beyond its, you know, initial adopters because, you know, people look at it and then you go look at another game. Yeah. And you're like, you know, it's just not as exciting.
It wasn't very much fun. It just wasn't. It was kind of boring.
And some people got in early and had like shitloads of fleets, like, you know, 100 ships, and they just be lined up taking all the rewards. You know, some people made money. I mean, one person I think made like 80 grand in a year doing that game. But, you know, again, I'm like, you know, I don't want to be locked into a game for a year to make 80 grand. It's just not worth the time. Yeah.
You know, and it's down at $50 and
Must is 50.
The all-time high was 142, I guess.
So it's at below the bottom.
No, the all-time high was, well, that was at launch. Doesn't really count. But
what was the May number?
640.
What's that?
May was 300.
Yeah.
401.
Yeah, I remember that.
171 in July, and then just
where I lost it with them was you know, all of a sudden there was nothing exciting on yield there.
Yeah.
You know, if you could find 100% or 70%, you were happy.
Yeah, I will say this though. I'm
but they're trustworthy.
Look at this MWBTC must pair at 545%.
How much is in it? $487.
$487.
Oh, yeah.
PSP maybe they just relaunched them today.
What the hell's PSP again?
No fucking clue.
Okay. Scroll down. Yeah. Lucha. I don't know that one.
MW ETH. I don't know where the MW ETH comes. Like what protocol is wrapping these? What's that coming from?
I've seen those around before. But I don't know what the hell they are about. Here's the Medium article down there you can hit. And there's the GitHub.
Where?
Well, where you just were, whatever page you were just on. There was I saw
MW ETH for the token.
Yeah, go down right there. See the like in the middle of the screen.
Mushrooming wrapped.
The medium.com
is that
right below the mushrooming one is what I was saying. But if you look right below that one, there's a Medium article.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep. Nothing.
Yeah.
That was the about page. Hold on. Nope. All right, let's do this. Let's go to Polygon and then let's go to, Polygon scan. And then where's the project? Isn't there usually a project website link here? Hey, that's a little scary.
Mushrooming. Yeah, I might dodge that one.
Well, I'm sitting on some ETH. I wouldn't mind staking if I could make some money on it.
Okay, is it
Mushrooms.finance? It looks like I'm hitting their blog.
Integration with Chainlink. And Mushroom Finance integrates leading Oracle solution. Oh, that's just the headline. Sorry. Russell.
We've looked at this before, Joe. I remember these little red mushrooms.
Yeah, you
just
do.
Looked kind of sketchy.
In the cow fields?
Yeah, Shroom High. Access to mushrooms with your favorite Web3 portals. Shrooms were awesome in the day.
They're legal again. Did you know that?
Yeah, and they're actually being used now to like cure people of depression.
Yeah, people are microdosing shrooms. I mean, it's like they're taking like a little a quarter cap and chewing it up just to like stabilize instead of dropping Zoloft or something. I'm like, more power to you.
Life-changing drug. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit like the old visionary peyote stuff in a lot of ways without getting sick.
Yeah, I mean the basic concept is actually similar to why ecstasy was created, which is allows people to confront the shit in their life without feeling shitty when they confront it. And I mean mushrooms go way beyond that in terms of kind of exploring reality, but at a core level, the therapeutic component of it is that. So
anyway. Yeah. Well, okay. No, there's so much clinical research going on that. And, I don't know if most of the people are probably too young to remember this, but, when ecstasy was legal throughout most of the 80s in Austin, Texas, you'd go into bars and you'd buy a Perrier for $25 and you got the Perrier and a hit X. That's what was going on. It was completely legal. And then they shut it all down. So not that I ever did that, but I heard. But so now you get under control, but it has so many therapeutic benefits for people that are grasping with underlying issues that I mean I've never really been the big therapy guy, but all these things that happen when you're a kid just dig in. You don't even know they're there, evidently.
Yeah. Hey, we had some comments. I just completely missed it.
Sorry, I've had full screen on you.
So Jelson Jr. said, "Great project. Thanks for share." What were we talking about? Beefy? Maybe Beefy. Maybe it was Beefy.
Oh, God damn. I missed all these.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, it was I don't know.
Chuck said, "You Florida boys, tisk tisk." I think that's because of our illicit drug conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's up
He's
with
up
Eureka?
there freezing his ass off. So
yeah, there's 4 inches of snow going into the DC area today, evidently.
So Eamon asked, "What's up with Eureka DAO?" Funny enough, I actually spoke to the founder on on Discord day before yesterday because I wanted to know what was going up. Now, I knew from my interview with him that this was going to be a slow rollout and they were working behind the scenes to build shit up. But you're right. Community is not blowing up yet. So I think there's a number of things he's working on, but ultimately I think until he has his purpose out there functioning, it's going to be a while till he really blows it up with community. But anyway, it's good stuff.
I was looking at Aaron's comment.
What? That aftertaste, though. You're so right.
Talking about the shrooms.
Yeah. And then there was the batches that you basically had to vomit after. I mean, like that was.
I don't remember that. I remember peyote would make people vomit.
There were shrooms there were shrooms that make people vomit. Anyway.
Well, it depends on if everybody's out in the cow fields. I remember like in wherever there's cows, there's always people running around at night trying to pick shrooms after a rainstorm in the morning. I wouldn't do that myself. Are you locked up? I can't.
No, I'm reading. Okay. Eamon wrote, "Cool NFT, but what's the value? You could simply own staked ETH, it looks like." Yeah, look, you could just own staked ETH, but you don't then have the value of the NFT around it. So, I mean, here's the thing. I think exponentially, you're gaining potentially more than what you would have put into the NFT, right? So I have no idea what the prices of the NFTs are going to be, but if let's say the NFT costs you $5,000, right? Well, over time, you could conceivably, due to the size of the staking being done for all of the project, all of the NFT holders, have far more revenue than you would have gotten if you just bought $5,000 worth of ETH. I have no idea if it's going to.
Where does the ST ETH revenue go? Is it the NFT holders or token holders?
The Lido staking revenue goes to the NFT holders.
Okay.
The resale commission goes to the Virtue holders. I also believe that there is I really shouldn't have brought this project up until I re-listened to the audio, but I believe there is a value proposition of Virtue to NFT holders, but I'm not sure about it yet because that would make total sense. So Chuck, Aaron said aftertaste. Eamon said, mushroom finance. Chuck said, "You Florida boys, tisk tisk." Chuck, you think Chuck was the guys that one of those guys that always towed the line?
He's a pretty straight shooter.
Yeah,
from my perspective. Great guy.
Great guy.
Told me a lot of stories from his childhood that are pretty mind-blowing stuff, but nothing like this, of course.
Hey, James is up in the DC area, and Chuck is up in that area as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Not snowing in DC just yet, but it's supposed to start in a couple hours. Yeah, you guys are supposed to get buried.
Yeah, no, it's
So it's like,
yeah, I saw that, man. It's like he's like, oh, what's this?
hey man, I
Virtue?
promise to dive deeper into this, man. I should have not brought it up on the show because I really need a deeper dive before I fucking talk about the metrics of it. I just thought it was cool to have utility and function and earning on top of having a cool PFP, building a community around it, et cetera. But I will tell you that after the conversation, found it very compelling, the potential to earn good money from it. So I just need to dive deeper.
So what do you want to cover now? You want me to jump into?
I got to jump out. I got 4 minutes.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
out.
Okay. Just hold on for 2 minutes. Klima. Just want to talk to you guys about Klima real quick. It's holding really stable. A lot of people are talking about buying more. There's a big deal coming in March, I think it is, about an enterprise solution. Let me see if I can just pop that up real fast. And that's why people are getting really interested in this today. Where the frig is it real quick?
Chuck, we did not discuss that. Once again, I meant to. I had it on my list, but we have not. But we'll bring that up on Monday, buddy.
All right, hold on a second. Can I share real quick, just real fast? Yeah, here we go.
Dude, you can keep going as long as you want.
I just want to hit.
I just got to jump on a call at 1.
So this is what I'm going to cover. So Klima is launching a product called Infinity, an opt-in incentive program suite of tools to help organizations become progressively climate positive, leveraging tokenized carbon assets, off-chain offsetting. Provides greater utility to Klima token, jumpstart demand from business organizations. Launch plan for February with several corporate partners already. So I think that one is kind of at the point where, I'm looking at averaging again there. I mean, I'm piling them up on the rebases, but, look, here's where you can bond. You got some nice discounts here. BCT, basic carbon ton credit. That's where you go buy it sushi. You stake it and then bond with it, or you just bond with it. To me, BCT, I saw those tokens were down to like 570 or something like today. They've been as high as like 8 or 9 that I recall, maybe higher. But it's definitely, Klima is one of those top tier plays that, I recommend highly because they have what I like it a lot because they have a mission going forward. Yeah. And, whether you believe climate or not, change or not, it's going to be a growth area either way. So that's kind of what I like about Klima. But we'll cover the rest of my stuff tomorrow.
Aaron asked, has anyone looked into InsureDAO? I have not, but Joe will look at that this weekend and come back to us with his in-depth analysis report.
Yeah. Here's my report. This or this.
Real quick, Joe. We've talked about this before. I really want us to do the Twitter Spaces experiment next week. So we'll have the show broadcast live on web video, but I also want Twitter Spaces because we get so much good shit from our audience. I really want them to be able to kind of speak up and talk to us. So let's give that a shot. I'm going to say Tuesday, and we'll sync that up and test it out a little bit ourselves offline. And then
I will let you know, I have been looking at the Twitter feed a little bit lately. I'm kind of trying to, since I'm not doing LinkedIn anymore. And I actually liked something the other day.
What?
I don't remember.
Had that big an impact, did it?
Well, I was just scrolling through and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. Like, and that was about it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching, participating, providing your comments. We love you guys as always. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Tell your friends. I just found out today, Joe, that there's some big Twitter chat group that has been discussing us and has pushed some more listeners to our way. I've been asked if I want to join it. I said, yes, of course. But I have no idea what it's called or anything else. But to all of you who are now joining us, thank you. Thanks for taking a look. Please give us your feedback. It's exciting to know that we're growing and people are talking about what we're doing. And hopefully you guys will let us know more of what you want to hear about. So thank you. Have a great weekend. Everyone stay safe and bundled up and warm up north. You people that live in the cold, we are going to be bundling up here as it approaches the freezing point in Miami. So take care, everybody.
One final thing, Chuck, we'll talk about that on Monday too, Meta. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Buddy.
Get
have
some
a good
rest.
one. I'll chat with you
yourselves.
later.
All right, man. Talk to you later on. Bye.
Bye.